There's a lot of scientific theories, but the reality is, we still don't know. Perhaps the doctor put it best.
People assume that time is a strict progression of cause to effect, but actually, from a non-linear, non-subjective viewpoint, it's more like a big ball of wibbly wobbly, timey wimey stuff.
What I do know is that I love playing and listening to time-based effects with the guitar, and specifically I'm talking about delay and echo effects. In this video, we're going to take a little journey through a variety of styles of delay and echo, including tape echo, reverse, lo-fi, analog, digital, what those mean, what that sounds like, using a variety of pedals, and even using some virtual plugins. If you're interested in delay pedal, there are some things to consider that might be way more important for this effect than for other effects, such as display screen, tap tempo, or MIDI for precise control of timing, which is very important for delay, as well as storage banks or presets to not have to dial in those exact settings again later, and stereo, which can do some cool effects with delay. If you want to get all the above, you might want to invest in one of the bigger, fancier delay pedals, such as those made by Strymon, Source Audio, or Boss. However, I find these types of pedals to be a little too overwhelming, so I prefer to stick to ones that have some of the above features, but with limited options in a more compact size. So the first pedal is currently my favorite delay, the DigiTech Obscura, which can be run in mono or stereo and features 4 delay types with tap tempo. This is a digital pedal, but simulates old-school styles of delay, including analog, lo-fi, tape echo, and also fully wet reverse mode. I'll be playing most of the samples with my Squier Affinity Stratocaster and using Blues Driver mode on the Boss Angry Driver to boost the signal. You don't have to spend a lot of money to get some variety of nice sounding delay options. I got this Donner Echo Square for less than $40, and even though it's mono and is lacking features like tap tempo, it does have some nice sounds and some unique effects amongst its 7 modes of delay. Let's hear some of them, along with boost of volume and sustain provided by the Donner Ultimate Comp, which is an optical compressor that's also quite good for the price. You've heard tape mode on both the Obscura and the Echo Square, and what this mode refers to as the oldest type of delay out there, tape echo. These machines of the 60s and 70s, such as the Echoplex and Space Echo, used magnetic tape to record the guitar sound and play it back after a short time, overlaying the new sounds on top of the recording. Modern pedals do a digital emulation of this, and the ones that do the best job are ones that are dedicated specifically to the purpose, such as the Strymon El Capistan, the Boss Space Echo, or the more compact and affordable one I have here, the Catalan-bred Belle Epoch. This pedal actually contains the analog preamp circuit from the EP3 Echoplex, combined with digital processing to emulate the warbly sounds and decay of a tape echo. One interesting feature of tape echo, aside from the slight retro lo-fi modulation, is that this effect can sound almost like a halfway point between a delay and a reverb, depending on the settings and how you play. Here I'm going to play a little bit of Little Wonders by Rob Thomas, and I'll be singing along through the TC Helicon Play acoustic pedal, which is primarily a vocal effects processor, which I'm going to set a little bit of harmonization, pitch correction, and reverb. But it also includes guitar effects, including TC Electronics Hall of Fame reverb, Corona chorus, and flashback delay. Now let's hear the Belle Epoch. Since it has its own preamp circuit, I don't need a driver or compressor before it, so I'll be using it by itself with pickup 4 on my Strat.
Let it go, let it roll right off your shoulders, don't you know? The hardest part is over, let it in. Let your clarity define you in the end. We will only just remember how it feels. Our lives are made these small hours, these little wonders, these twists and turns of fate. Time falls away, but these small hours still remain.
Tape echo can be quite creamy smooth, but you can also crank wobbly modulation effects for some more far-out, trippy effects. echo, a few things come to mind. One would be Pink Floyd, who really did some groundbreaking experimentation with the Benson Echo Rec tape echo back in the 70s. But a genre that really stands out in my mind for having a lot of melodic and dramatic delay is post-rock, one of my favorite genres. So in this second part of the video here, I'm going to go through the process of composing and recording a post-rock song. My very first step was to open my Valhalla delay plugin and immediately start playing around with some of the presets. You have a lot of control over the parameters, but I much prefer trying out the presets first and then tweaking if necessary. I found the galloping guitars one sounded great in an explosions in the sky sort of way, so I came up with a nice basic progression using that, but wanted it even more smooth and spacious, so I fired up Valhalla's vintage reverb plugin. This has a wide range of reverb sounds, but one of the best presets I found for ambient and post-rock is called Homestar Blade Runner.
Have you ever retired a human by mistake?
No. No way. No way.
Before recording anything, I wanted to choose a drum beat because this will define the tempo of my song. So I opened Easy Drummer 2 and went straight to the post-rock expansion, which features some awesome drum sounds that were actually recorded at Sundlagen Studio, which is an abandoned indoor pool in Iceland that's been converted into the rehearsal and recording space for Sigur Rós. Even though these post-rock kits sound great, they're a bit thunderous and dramatic, and I wanted a sound that was a little more muted to go with somewhat mellow and ambient sound I constructed out of the delay and reverb. So I switched the kit to Anchorwood from the Dream Pop expansion, but I still browsed the post-rock MIDI grooves because post-rock music is not built up in your typical verse-chorus-verse progression. Instead, post-rock often ebbs and flows, build into crescendos, then pulling back and building up again. So I chose some grooves from the Geology set, and the default tempo sounded good. To prevent it from getting too repetitive, I chose some beats that would swell to be more dramatic, such as some pounding fills, as well as some pullbacks to sparse sounds to create a mellow lull, and I dragged these clips over into the MIDI track in my session view to prepare them for the recording. Post-rock often depends less on chord strumming and more on the interplay of multiple guitars playing different lead melodies, so I started with sort of a driving bass line using my A string on the Strat, then started playing a higher pitched melody progression over that. I decided I wanted a long, droning layer, like a pad, and I could have used synth for this, but decided to stick with just guitar, partly because I haven't used my EBow in quite a while, and this was the perfect opportunity. The EBow is a handheld device that you place on the string, and it creates a magnetic field that makes the string vibrate, creating a sound similar to a violin or other bowed instrument. Finally, my song felt complete, so I separated the bass to the left a little and the lead melody to the right, and mixed the levels to something that sounded good. But there's one more step. After exporting the track, I imported the finished track back into Ableton so that I could run it through another plugin, iZotope Ozone 9 Elements. This is an entry-level, very affordable version of iZotope's mastering software, and it works wonders. You actually get a lot of control over compression, EQ, and frequency band responses that go into mastering, but I'm not an expert producer or audio engineer, so once again, I just stuck to the presets to find the right response profile for the song. In this case, the electronic one does a nice job of pushing the presence of the drums a little bit, while keeping the high-end guitars chimey and clear.